Hello YouTube and welcome to GrunfWorks Plays KSP. In the previous episode we went supersonic, and encouraged by its success I will try today to make an SSTO. How will it fly? How will it look? I have absolutely no idea, but right now I'm looking in the components that I need to be able to build something like that. And I'm looking into the high altitude flight, the command control, and see what do I want to actually order. Specialized control. We will leave the budget of 294.1 just to be on the safe side. Now, spaceplane hangar. What can we do there? We have our supersonic plane Mark 1, and I was hoping that this could be the basis for the actual SSTO. However, Jebediah, Bob, I'm thinking let's just see if we can get some additional science. Because I need additional science from, let's say, a spaceplane hangar or somewhere else to complete up to the 300 to unlock the next tech node. Ooh, whoopsie. Right, so I'm sorry if I misled you that I'm gonna be flying the plane again. Well, not this one at least. Right, I need to collect some science, and this guy is a good collector of science as any other vehicle, and I don't have a rover, so as you can see, pretty decent, thank you. Thermometer, log temperature, thank you. And one of my viewers also suggested why don't I go around and just collect things. Look. Very nice. So I just go and extend the ladder, and then I get observe the mystery goo. Thank you. Get the Bob on the EVA and let's collect the all science that we have. Then we get Bob on the EVA. Restore the experiments, will you? Thank you. Go down. Take the surface sample. Thank you. See? Close, and then let's go and collect from at least one more building so that we have enough science to be able to do anything significant with it. Right. So, with that thing out of the way, let's just quickly go here. I think the administration building is the closest, so that might be worthwhile. So I think I'm gonna keep it around there just to be on the safe side. And yeah, let's once again collect all the science that we need, and then we will be for sure using that science to unlock another node. Log pressure data. I don't think that you guys, when you suggested the rover, you had a plane in mind, but it's a good collector of science as any. So extend the ladder, Bob, and this will give us just enough science that we get over the threshold of 300, which I will need for some more, you know. All right. Grab the surface sample. Does that seem that I forgot the EVA report? I have no idea. Okay, close. Retract the ladder, and is there anywhere else that I could be going? Oh, the VAB. Yeah, and I think that should be enough to collect the science, so really no point on collecting anything more. I think already what I've collected was plenty, so once again open, materials bay. Materials bay gives a pretty good yield in terms of science. Yes, thank you. Temperature, thank you. Seismic, that's a beefy science boost. And log pressure data, wonderful. Crew report, thank you. And let's recover the vessel. Look at that, 90 science for a total of 384. Unlocking another node, and that one might be heavy aerodynamics. I don't need heavy, but high altitude flight. Adapters, bigger fuselages, yes, possibly. Hypersonic flight, I might need actually that one for an SSTO. Oh. Well, experimental aerodynamics, I don't have nearly the resources for that yet. So maybe I go with that one. At least it will put me the path on the hypersonic flight. Yes, some intakes and stuff. I don't know if we will have enough to actually get that one, but yeah, we can try at least. Specialized control and stuff, actuators. Nothing that I really need here, you know, desperately per se, so I'm just thinking large volume containment. Nope. Okay, never mind. Right, let's now go and build our SSTO, shall we? I'm gonna use the Mark I spaceplane parts, and I'm trying to find something that will be fitting. It has to be rather light and rather small, because I'm planning to put a Nerva, and Nerva is heavy in itself. So, and I have to be very careful with the amount of fuel that I put in. So let's put the SAS, Mark I fuel fuselage, yes. I might want to be putting some sort of service bay, or okay, maybe like this, sure. Nerva immediately at the back. Aerodynamics, let's see what do we have for wings. I'm trying to find something like this. Yes. Center of mass, center of lift. Symmetry, yes, like that, perfect. Then I want to be putting another set of tanks. There we go. Intakes, yes. We do need a lot of intakes. We do want Panthers because those have been very good to us. I'm worried that the winged surfaces are a little bit small, so I'm gonna add a forward wing as well. Yes. And then I might add even one outside. Yes, this looks good. I mean, who am I kidding? It's hideous, but it doesn't matter. Okay, the center of lift is slightly ahead of center of mass. That might be a little bit of a problem. But if I put the control surfaces at the back, this should ultimately resolve itself. Come on. Elevons. Work with me over here. There you go. Is that correct? I can't tell. Probably. Then I want to be putting the bigger elevons here. This rotation is always killing me. Okay, and elevon 3 here. Good. And I'll use the inner one as flaps or air brakes or whatnot, whatever. I need the tail fins and... okay, tail fins. Yes, here you go. I'm not sure if this is gonna succeed with the Panther engines. I've never done it, but I think we will need the ramjets to be able to be successful with that one. But it doesn't hurt to try, right, guys? Worst case, we learn something and improve in the future episodes. But all right. So I think this looks about right. Center of mass, center of lift. And now let's put here the RCS engines just in case we need them. I don't think we will need them for steering, but if we come into the area where we have no control over the plane, it might help out a little bit. We want some batteries, yes. And I want the weight to be pulled a little bit to the back, to be honest, not by much. Let's put some solar panels, and as you can see, I'm not putting a whole lot of science gear because this is a test plane, so... Utility, let's put the ladder. We obviously need the ladder. And oh, this looks butt ugly. And even symmetry. Who the hell would want symmetry on the ladder? If you have one cabin exit, you want one... Yeah, let's rotate it. Yes. I want to really, you know, sell the aesthetic. It's not just a point of having the craft that flies. It has to look good. So, yeah, hide it a little bit. I hope it won't be obstructing the hatch. Right. Okie doke. Now, let's turn it on its belly and let's put in the Small landing gear at the front, and I think I'm gonna go for the tricycle because here it's easier to put because all the fuselages are on the same level. So that will be much easier to put the landing gear, and also let's put in the light. I mean, the light gives me a good idea of how high I am when I'm landing, so although it's not strictly necessary, I think it's a good addition. Let's see, action groups, custom 1. Panthers, I put the switch mode, custom 2, toggle the engines, custom 3, Nerva, toggle the engine, custom 4, I want to toggle the intakes. And custom 5, I'm just thinking, do I have... Oh, speaking of intakes, I think I should have more. I don't think this is not even nearly enough intakes. I mean, I know that in stock KSP you always had to, you know, pack intakes like hotcakes. So, yeah, intakes. I put more intakes on. We want to be closing them. Of course, our famous abort system, GrunfWorks trademark. Well, it's not trademarked by me, but it doesn't hurt to have it anyway. Right, so, alright, perfect. Then we put toggle deploy on the elevons and deploy on these guys as well, although I think it might be a little bit of an overkill. And I might actually in the future add some air brakes, but I'll have to look it up. As always, I will be sharing this craft, despite of its success ratio, on the Steam Workshop. I'm sharing all my craft, and if you guys find a way to, you know, make those things better. And I've also reduced drastically the amount of fuel, as you can see, and I've added the 2 air brakes at the Nerva engine because I forgot to add them in the video, sorry. So let's do a bit of a test flight. Look at it, it's beautiful. And I've added the 2 fuel lines feeding directly to the Nerva motor, because the Panthers we only need while we are lower in the atmosphere. Higher than that we would need the Nervas. I did like 3 attempts, and this is the result of the best one. I didn't want to bore you all with all 3 attempts. This is the one where I managed to get the furthest. We have a total of 7,200 delta V, and I figured to give it a quick boost in terms of acceleration. I have a 30-degree angle, which I think is shallow enough, and Panthers have a really good kick. And then I added the Nerva because we had enough delta V, so I figured I up it up a little bit. And let's see if we manage to... We get our apoapsis to around 21. Let's see how high we can actually get it. As I said, I'm not 100% expecting for this to be an SSTO. This is not a tried and tested design. So yeah, we are surface speed at 794 and we're not accelerating, which is mildly worrying for me. And the engines flame out, and now we're at thrust weight to 0.47. So as you can see, I'm thinking that we are missing something for this, how would you say, high altitude region. If we had the ramjets, this would be much better to fly at the altitude, and they would even perform better at the altitudes upwards from, let's say, between 15 and 20 something. So we could accelerate much more, but we're still accelerating, so I'm hopeful. However, my delta V doesn't seem to be too promising, and my thrust to weight is, yeah, sort of. So, yeah, my apoapsis and T- is decreasing, T-8, T-7, which is not promising by any means. If it was increasing, then I would have some positive outlook, but yeah, 37 kilometers, decent, and as you can see, we are going down. And my thrust to weight is not going to change that, so yeah, I don't think we will be going to the space today, boys and gals. So that's why I think it's fair to say that this was an attempt of an SSTO, and probably a groundwork for some, but I think we really need that we need the hypersonic flight and high altitudes, because I think for hypersonic flight, when we get ramjets, this will be a piece of cake. Yeah, and we're switching back to surface, and the lower we get into the atmosphere, the more drag will be. And with this 400 meters per second, despite the fact that we have thrust weight 0.52, I don't think we can do much more. Well, it's a good test flight, so let's disable the engine and leave what little delta V we have to steer the Panthers. I am engaging the air brakes and might be looking for a suitable landing spot. By the way, I've decided I'm not gonna go on the island runway. It would be a little bit, you know, too far to go. I was here considering to go down there, but I don't know. Just felt a little bit touched too far, and at this altitude I have very little control of the plane, actually. I mean, I have SAS, of course, and then I saw land straight up there. So I figured, it's a new continent, might as well be landing there, because we can, so why not? Let's kick up the Panthers in the afterburning mode. We have still 1680 for the delta V. So, I mean, at this point I'm not worried about the fuel consumption rather than our surface speed, because I want to get there sooner rather than later so that the Jeb can return and go home for some snacks. Okay, I'm switching to the air breathing mode, and I figured really no point, we're already going fast enough. So guys, yes, as you can see, I'm not only posting my successes, but also the attempts and sometimes failures, because you learn quite a lot from them, especially in Kerbal Space Program. They're a valuable learning tool. Now, okay, we are coming above the continent, so I think I'm gonna go and look for a suitable landing spot. Let's hope that we don't crash terribly and I don't have to invoke the abort system. Or the emergency parachute landing system. Because if I invoked it at this speed, first it wouldn't open, and second it would probably rip my wings to shreds. Right, okay, air brakes, and let's go for the traditional landing. Jeb, do you feel up for it? Yeah, I think he's alright. I can tell you for sure that these two episodes have been planes. The next one will be probably something moon landing or something, because I feel I need more science. And Minmus we already visited twice. We went a little bit out of the Kerbal SSTO, so it would be either a probe to Duna or somewhere like that, or a moon lander. And I think since doesn't feel fair that we still start going exploring Duna when we have not already checked the moon. So I will probably be focusing on that in the next episode. By the way, guys, thank you for a very warm reception of this KSP series. I know it took me a while to actually start playing it, but I really wanted it to be fresh and all that, and I'm super pumped in terms of the DLC announcements, which I will be hoping to be able to show you when it comes. Popping down the landing gear. And let's just be very careful with the landing there. Jeb, easy does it. I know that you're enthusiastic. I know that you're a wild card, but please, be gentle. She's a fragile bird. I mean, this sort of reminds me a little bit like something that would be, you know, in a game called, I don't know, Star Fox or something like that. It's not exactly like that, but it kind of reminds me. Okay, easy, Jeb. Easy. Okay, we are slowing down enough, and now at this point I think the drag will do the rest and we will be landing like, yeah, there we go. Popping the air brakes, and good successful landing. I didn't crash. Woohoo! Alright guys, well, you know what to do. We are gonna do just quickly the crew report, EVA report and whatnot. And after that we will be wrapping up for this episode, which means, as always, where I thank you very much for watching. Do post suggestions what you want to see, like if you like the episode, hit subscribe, share, let people know that I'm again playing KSP, and as always I will be seeing you in the next episode, where I will be spending what little science I have managed to collect and building a lunar lander. Yes. But until then, thank you very much for watching. This is GrunfWorks signing off.